Remember when that was the thing?
What?
Scratching.
Scratch, 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 scratch.
It used to be a common occurrence on this podcast.
It did used to be a common occurrence on the podcast.
Not anymore, though.
That's what happens when you get more than a couple rooms in an apartment. Litter boxes move further away.
It's true. You never know, though. Like, that could come up again.
It could.
It's always a possibility.
It has been missed.
Clearly. Hello, welcome to this week's episode of the season of Checkup OVA. It's a podcast where we have conversations about scratching. By that I mean video games, anime, manga. Hello, I'm Jared, joined as always by Doc Al and Ladyem.
Hello.
And we are here to discuss a video game.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
Just a video game.
Just a video game.
Mm-hmm.
We've been itching to talk about this one.
We have, and also we'd been, meaning to get around to playing it because we'd played a bunch of the other games in the series so far. So, we had been meaning to get around to this one. We finally did, and I don't think it really was the same as how we had remembered it.
Correct.
I think that's the easiest way to put it. We are talking about Resident Evil 5 today.
Mm-hmm.
The fifth one.
Where we got Beefy Chris. For the first time? Was that the first time we got Beefy Chris?
I believe this is the debut of Beefy Chris Redfield.
Wow. Beefy Chris Redfield's debut.
He's all grown up.
It's the only good thing about this game.
Yeah.
There's a couple things we'll talk about that are good.
You're
about
not
it,
wrong.
But for the most part, yeah. But at least we got Beefy Chris, the introduction.
Mm-hmm. This game was first released sometime on March 5th, 2009 for the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. That was mostly across all regions. There's a week between some of the regions. There was a gold edition that came out a year later, which is, I think, basically their version of a Game of the Year bundle that put together all the DLC and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It came to PC originally on September 17th, 2009. The gold edition of that came to PC as well on March 26th, 2015. It came to the Shield Android TV on May 19th, 2016. It came to PS4 and Xbox One on June 28th, 2016. And coming to Switch on October 29th, 2019.
I had the collector's edition of this that came with like the bag and the little figurine of Chris.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, now I perpetually have this like figurine of Beefy Chris. So
I mean, that's pretty
least.
good at least.
Yeah, I'll take it. Wonder what all came with that. I don't remember. Besides the bag and Beefy Chris.
Trying to see if this Wikipedia page says it or anything. Not that I can see. It's supposed to be like, here's the DLC it came out with. It's like, thanks. That's not what I'm looking for. I don't know. I can't see.
Steel case of special art. So that was it came with a patch.
Great.
Yep. Yay. So it came with a BSAA patch. It came with the steel book. It came with a Tricell messenger bag, the Chris Redfield figurine, a necklace in the shape of Africa. Yep, that's it. The only thing that
You think it rains.
I guess it rains.
I guess it rains.
So the only things that I still have are the messenger bag and the figurine.
Yeah. It's about all you need.
Yeah. I think so. I might have the patch laying around somewhere, but I don't know where.
So we had both played this game before. This is
Yes.
one of the few Resident Evil games that I had actually played before we got heavily into our little roundabout that we've been doing. I I played it co-op, which I think is pretty much the way to play this game. And at the time, I remember really enjoying my time with it because back around when this game came out, like the idea of local co-op games was kind of fading away,
Mm-hmm.
and this was one of the few that still did that. So that was a fun thing to do, and just it was a nice little romp through a game
Africa.
that through Africa, bless the rains.
West Africa, the country of West Africa.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh God. I played it solo.
Mm-hmm.
So we had different first time experiences with this.
But you still at the time you'd enjoyed it.
Yeah, I loved it.
Exactly.
Hey Max,
Big
you're
yawns.
back.
Max has returned
He has returned.
from his scratching ordeal.
Mm-hmm.
So going into this, we were pretty optimistic, thinking like, oh, we both enjoyed this playing it before. Like, we're probably gonna enjoy it again on a second time through.
Together.
Let's play it together. That's always a fun time. Exactly. As Max points out.
Yep.
But as we made our way through the game, I feel like our opinion changed.
I don't even know that it took us that long for the opinion to change because at first we're like, oh God, we move like molasses. What is this nonsense?
I mean, we did get to do like the weird stutter step throughout the first part of it when we didn't have guns or anything. We had to walk and talk.
That was pretty good. But there is no butt slide.
No butt slide.
Tragic.
I think the one thing that immediately like kind of is felt from the game from the outset is that like it hasn't aged well. Especially comparing it to something like 6 where they modernized the heck out of it and made it, more in line with an action game, which, this game in particular is the point in which that the series really took the turn into the action genre.
4 did some of it.
Yeah, and 6 or 5 is kind of like
solidified it.
The jump forward.
Yep.
But 6 really like modernizes it and makes it so like, it feels like a game that you could still pick up and play today. 5 is still in that middle ground between 4 and 6, where it doesn't know exactly what it wants to be, I think, control-wise. Where it's like, it wants you to have the slow pacing that 4 did, where, it's still building up the tension. But at the same time, that tension is not really there when you're kind of just blasting through everything and not really running into big, like, scares or anything like that. Or really anything of that nature. Like, the only, like, horror elements of this game are kind of just like, oh, that's gross.
Yeah.
A bunch of tentacles are everywhere. Like, that's the extent of it.
I mean, there are times that I got alarmed, but it wasn't, like, the same survival horror type. Honestly, I got it a lot in 4, and I got it a lot in the games before that. And I did get it sometimes in 6, but 5, I was just like, I don't like this big guy with a chainsaw's coming at me, but like, it's not like an actual horror response. It's just like, get away from me. You're going to cut my head off, and that's rude.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm a bit more of a like scaredy pants than you are.
You get startled easy.
I do get startled easily.
So yeah, like I think that was kind of like the first thing we noticed is like, man, you move very slow in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's kind of a sprint, but it's not really one. Like you basically walk faster. And like you said, like there's no like butt slides or anything like that. Where like that makes the combat feel a little bit better. It's still kind of like that same herky jerkiness that is essentially it's the same kind of control as a 4 had, where it's you move around. If you have to do a 180 turn, you stop on a dime and whoop turn around like that. You can't really shoot when you're moving or anything of that nature.
No run and gun.
No run and gun. And I think that kind of just like that hurts the game in a way, because it is not the way this game is designed. It is not meant to be played as a survival horror game.
Correct.
But the way you have to control your characters, it basically tries to act like it still is, but it really, really isn't.
And
Um,
like, let's be real, Chris Redfield would run a gun. He just would.
he totally would, but he doesn't get to. He just gets to stand there and do the things. He will the next game.
Use a pistol in every single cutscene ever.
Yep, that's it. That's all you get. Just pistols. Uh, um, I find it funny when I'm looking through this Wikipedia page of people saying like, "This is one of the most visually stunning games I've ever seen." It's like, yeah, it's real brown.
It is real
It's
brown.
a real brown game. But I mean, to be fair, it was released in '09, and that was kind of like
The brown era.
the height of the brown era, where literally all the big AAA games were brown as heck and featured white hair, brown or white brown haired dudes as the protagonists, and they were on the screen holding it or on the cover of the game holding a gun of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
So I I can't say I'm surprised that it does that, but at the same time, it's like I don't think this game is aged well visually either.
Yeah.
That is the thing.
Also, we get the introduction of our first like playable woman of color, and then they're like, "And you're never gonna show up again. Bye."
Yep.
Great.
You're kind of important for this game, and then like once the back half of the game comes along, you're not that important.
I guess Ada would. Was she playable in the original too? I don't remember.
Maybe in like a hidden mode, but like as like an actual playable in the main story,
Mm-hmm.
I think this would be it.
Okay. But yeah, like Sheva is there, and she doesn't really have a whole lot of like plot relevance, which is kind of annoying.
She's there because you're in West Africa, clearly.
Yeah, I mean that's basically it. Is she's there because you're in West Africa, and they're like, "Oh, you need like somebody with you." But the story's driven by Chris, and basically like entirely by Chris. And every once in a while, they're like, "Are we gonna do this? We're partners." As motivation. Why does she even care?
Right.
Like, why are you there? I would drop this. Like, he's just dealing with some nonsense.
I mean, I don't know how exact this is, but it almost feels like she's included in this game because they wanted to set this game in Africa, and if they did not include a playable character that was of African descent, like people would get mad.
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, we should do this just because."
It seems likely. Which yeah, their take on Africa. It's surely not racist, right? Right? Oh.
I mean, there's a reason on this Wikipedia page there is a section called allegations of racism, and it is 5 paragraphs long.
Oh my God, really?
Mm-hmm.
What are their allegations? I'm interested if they would coincide with my allegations.
Let's see here. Resident Evil 5's 2007 E3 trailer was criticized for depicting a white protagonist killing black enemies in a small African village. According to a Newsweek editor, there was a lot of imagery in that trailer that dovetailed with classic racist imagery. The game's producers were completely surprised by these complaints.
Oh wow, who's shocked? Those guys, apparently. Like, what? This isn't okay?
Critics felt that Sheva's character was added to address the issue of racism.
That's what we just said. Also, like, kind of problematic that they're like, oh, hey, like, every single town in here is just, like, desolate and poor and, like, oh, geez, guys.
And then at one point, there just becomes, like, actual, like, just village people, essentially. I mean, that's a weird way to put it, but...
YMCA.
No, not that. But like it just gets like kind of it throws into that direction as well, and it's like,
and the whole fact that they say like West Africa as if it's a country, like it. There are a lot of countries in West Africa, my dudes. It is not like one monolith being.
In an interview, producer Masachika Kawata also addressed the issue. We can't please everyone. We're in the entertainment business. We're not here to state our political opinion or anything like that. It's unfortunate some people felt that way. Did this quote come out of 2008 or 2019?
I was literally just thinking that.
Oof.
Yikes!
The more
Especially
things
given.
change, the more things they stay the same.
Oh, that's a mess. Yikes! It's not political or anything. No, we don't make political video games. Sorry if you're offended. Ugh, gross. So yeah, there's a lot of problematic stuff in here.
I feel like this would be a very interesting discussion in like today compared to what it was 10 years ago, because I don't think the games media in particular was like necessarily as adequately prepared or just like ready to handle that kind of discussion.
Mm-hmm.
But it has the typical like people are like, this definitely shows like kind of the same visuals that we've seen in racist imagery, and then other people have been like, no, I am this color of descent, so it clearly is not racist.
Yeah.
So like there are the opposite opinions of it going into what people thought of it. Apparently, someone decided to submit it to the British Board of Film Classification to see if it actually was racist, because they thought that was the way to determine this. It's like, oh, okay, sure, yeah.
Welp, that's a choice. Oh man. Yeah. Their whole decision to place it in Africa was a bit problematic. They probably should have like maybe had some consultants or something.
There's some interesting like actually parts in this Wikipedia part where it says academic journals and conferences, however, have continued to comment on the theme of race within the game. In 2011, Andre Brock from Games and Culture said that the game drew from well-established racial and gender stereotypes, saying that the African people were only ever depicted as savage, even before transitioning into zombies. Writing for the Digital Games Research Association in 2011, these two folks noted that racial stereotyping had never been intended by Capcom, though compared to the depiction of Africa to that of the 1899 novel Heart of Darkness. Post-colonial Africa, they opined, was portrayed as being unable to take care of itself and at the mercy of Western influences.
I mean, all that seems legit.
Writing for the Philosophy of Computer Games conference in 2015, the other two folks considered Resident Evil 5 to be yet another moment in the history of commodity racism, which from the late 19th century onwards allowed popular depictions of racial stereotypes to enter the most intimate spaces of European homes. The authors state that Africa is presented from a Western gaze, which what is presented as authentic blackness conforms to the projected fantasy of predominantly white gaming audience. Which I think those are interesting takes, specifically, because this is a Japanese-made game.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much looking at or like saying like this was basically made in that idea of the Western gaze and all that sort of stuff would necessarily totally work. But like, it is also very prominently showcasing these themes and everything. And Japan itself has history of, racism towards black people. So
Looking at you, Barrett.
yeah, so I guess maybe at the same time it totally does work. So
Yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, like Barrett from 587 was essentially Mr. T, which was also a Western
mm-hmm.
TV show and character. So that there is some bleed through there.
And there's like, if you've ever watched like a lot of older anime, like you will see caricatures essentially of black people show up in there sometimes, and it's not good.
No, it's basically blackface.
Yeah, I mean to be like, if you want like a popular example of that, look at Mr. Popo from Dragon Ball.
I don't know who that is, but I believe you.
I could show you an image here real quick, and you would be like, oh yeah, totally.
Totally, I know this character, or totally that's racist.
Totally, that's racist.
All right, hit me.
Here we go. Hang on.
Ow, I'm itchy.
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 Well, that didn't work. There we go.
Wasn't there an itchy thing in Resident Evil 1?
I don't know, probably.
Itchy tasty.
That's a long link.
Oh well.
I didn't want to curse.
Long link.
Longa link. There we go. You can look at that and be like, yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Woo. Yeah, that's blackface.
Mm-hmm.
Yikes.
So yeah, like I mean, that's a show that came out 20 years ago. So over 20 years ago. So like it's
Well, there was the Pokemon too.
yes, yeah, of course. They had the change literally because of that same problem essentially. So
Yikes.
I think people can certainly like they can have their opinion one way or the other if they think this game's racist or not. But when you see predominant themes that have occurred throughout a lot of Western history that pop up in this game,
Mhm.
maybe Resident Evil 5 is racist.
Yeah. Regardless of whether or not it's racist, it's a bad game.
That is also true. That is also true. Um, yeah, this game's bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like real bad.
Yeah.
Like I was not adequately prepared to understand how much I was going to dislike this game. Considering like we talked about the opening, like we both played it before and we both liked it. So I was like, oh, this is gonna be a fun time with my pal. We're gonna play some co-op, and then we get into it and we're just like, ugh.
It was a chore. I mean, it wasn't a chore because we were playing together because that was fun, but like actually playing the game was a chore.
Like just getting through everything was a chore. Just maneuvering around, getting through all the enemies and everything, getting through the terrible story.
Oh God, the story.
The story is bad.
It's really bad.
And not even like in a fun bad way that like you could say 6 is.
Yeah.
Like this is just bad.
Yeah.
It's man. It's really just interesting because you'll still hear people be like, 4 was the last good one, 5 was okay, 6 is the one that's really bad, and then 7 is something else entirely.
Yeah.
5 is the real bad one.
Yeah.
6 is fine. 5 is the one that it's just trash.
Like 4 is great, 6 is great. Not on the same level, but they're both good games. And 5, I'm just like, what happened here? Like, it doesn't know what it wants to be.
No, it really doesn't.
And so like everything suffers because of it. Like when you have no idea what you want your game to be, it's just like a cluster.
Mm-hmm. Like they introduced a bunch of like just inventory management. Well, not inventory management per se, because that's always been in these games, but like inventory management restrictions is what I want to say. Because in 4 they had the huge attaché case which you could upgrade and make it bigger and bigger. Yep. In this, you are stuck to 9 slots per character, so you technically have 18, but you never get to upgrade.
You can't switch things between each other.
You can't switch guns between people. In case like if you picked up something and I was like, oh, I'll take that. Can't do that.
Nope. You have to use like a melee, and a slot for a melee and a slot for a gun, like vest.
Mm-hmm.
Which is insane. Like, what?
It's bad. Like I talked about it when I was playing RE1. I was like, the inventory management is bad, and I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of inventory management in general, but to go from 4, which
you held on to a big fish for a long
I did.
time.
Like it was much better than any of the other games we had played, and also coming off of 2 where they kind of revamped it and modernized it, where you get to upgrade it over time and everything.
You get pouches.
Having it to where it is just a strict limit again, like, doesn't do anything. It just makes it frustrating and annoying, if anything. Like, it doesn't add to the tension or anything. It doesn't make it so, like, oh, I need to manage which guns I have or anything. It's just like, well, I'm just going to keep these guns that I think I'm upgrading and everything. And that's kind of how I'm going to go. And hopefully I have enough room to hold some health items, because I'm still going to have to carry a bunch of ammunition as well, because got to have space for that too. Like, it's just terrible.
Also, just like the enemies in this game, a lot of them just eat ammo, so you have to have a ton of ammo on you at all times. Like, I'm thinking specifically those guys in the like one village area that they were the big dudes with the like club things.
Right.
They were just eating our ammo. It was insane.
Which again, I think like that is it's a sign of the times, because there was games coming out around that time where it was just they were putting in enemies that were very bullet spongy.
Yeah.
And I think this kind of falls into that as well, where you have that happen, and then like you're just carrying around a lot of ammo that you're gonna need, but like it's just filling up inventory space that you could use for other things that would be really cool as well.
Or like the one time that, which we kind of mentioned this, but like you didn't have room, so it's like, oh, I'll pick up the sniper and then I'll give it to you whenever we get to the menu. And then I picked it up and I went to give it to you. I'm like, oh, it just won't. Like,
can't do that for whatever reason.
you have to buy it for some freaking terrible reason. And then if I try and sell mine, it's like, oh, you get like $200 for that. It's like, what?
It's dumb.
Oh, and you had to buy it for like 4,000 or something like that. It was nuts.
Yeah. It's not great.
Mm-mm.
Not great at all.
I mean, that can be said about a lot of this.
It's true. Like we had a lot of just issues with like boss fights where it was just like we were doing things and it just did not seem clear at all exactly what we were supposed to be doing. There was the one dude in like the one tentacle dude who was in the one place where we had the flamethrower and everything, and we just like
God,
we literally wasted all of our ammo and just bumped our heads against it until I had to like look it up and be like, oh, okay, I guess we're just doing this. I don't know.
And then I looked it up and I found out that if you do one rocket launcher to him, that he dies immediately. So we're like,
yeah, so we just brute forced our way through it.
We purposefully died so that we could actually like move on with the game, because we had no ammo. We had of killing this guy other than we were just like repeatedly knifing him.
Yeah. The final boss with Wesker is terrible. It's a bad fight.
Oh God, that was terrible. Like the both of us were just like to the point of giving up, I think.
Because like it's so like unintuitive, and like if you go a direction off of what the supposed kind of like
scripted way,
the scripted way or the intended path is, like you just automatically are just locking yourself into dying.
Yep.
Over and over and over again, and it's terrible.
Like we didn't realize that he was supposed to follow me as Sheva as opposed to you as Chris, and then like anytime he would do anything, he would knock you off into the volcano. We're like, what are we supposed to do?
I was so mad and frustrated.
Oh, I know, which is why you like watched a video or looked it up or something, because like it was insane. It's unclear. Like nothing about it makes it clear that you should follow Sheva, not Chris. I had the hiccups.
Which isn't like, that's just bad design, especially because, you know, I think in the previous games, like we haven't played 3.
I've played 3 once, but we haven't played it together.
Right, or recently per se.
Yeah.
But the way most bosses in Resident Evil games I feel like have been designed have like, you know, they have a clear like method of like, okay, this is the things you have to hit for it to be to damage it, or this is the weak point that you want to focus on. And you know, it's not fairly obvious, but like for the most part you can pretty much easily understand what's happening within the first couple of minutes of the fight.
Yes.
With those 2 fights in particular, it was like what, maybe a half hour, 45 minutes of us just beating our heads against it until we figured out like, oh, we learned how to do this because we had to look up a walkthrough for it, because that's how intuitive it clearly is.
Yeah, it was insane. And not quite the same issue, but like the Jill fight was also terrible, because it was just like us repeatedly, like I would restrain her and then you would bash the button, and then like we'd have to keep doing it. We had to have done it like 20 times.
It's not fun. Like these are not fun fights. It's just do the same thing over and over again, and then well, eventually you'll just get the next cutscene.
It sucked.
It's such a disappointment. Game's bad.
It is. I mean, like, it's also very unclear to me why we were in Africa in the first place.
Just 'cause.
Like, why did we go to Africa? And then Chris is like, by the way, my partner might still be alive. And we're like, what? Like, where did this come from? How do you know? Where did she go? And then it's like, oh, DLC. That's how you find out. But
so they go to Africa because that one dude's there trying to sell a BOW on the black market. That's it.
Oh, right. That dude that we don't know who he is.
That one guy who's literally here for the first third of the game and then just dies and then never is brought up again. and then until it becomes the Wesker show.
Yeah, but the whole time, like when they were talking about him in the beginning, we're like, are we supposed to know who this guy is? Because I don't know who this guy is.
Nope.
Um, so that was also not well done.
Nope.
You should kind of know who your villain is, at least. Like, if he's a real person, give like information on him.
He's just bad guy trying to sell some stuff. That's it.
Yay! And then like everybody dies and like Sheva's old squad or something, except for Josh, the one
Mm-hmm.
guy. And then she just like inexplicably is like, "All right, Chris, I'm gonna go with you wherever you go." And he's just like single-mindedly, "Okay, I gotta find Jill." Um, I don't even remember like certain parts of the plot. Like, why did we have to fight that giant worm dude on the side of the mountain? Like, why did that happen? I don't know.
Just
Just
cause
cause.
they
There's
needed
like
a fight there.
a driving part that ugh. We're like, oh hey, we have turrets and we have to drive.
They
And
played the that one section at the end of Metal Gear Solid 3 and like we should do that as well.
and then well, although that was funny because one time we messed up and like we got run off the road.
Run off the road.
Um there's also like a part where you're in a truck that oh that driver died and then you're in a different truck with a different set of turrets and you're fighting just like a bearded version of the giant monster from 4.
Just cause.
It's fine, Siri, thank you.
Like a lot of the first half of this game really feels like they are just trying to be like, hey, remember Resident Evil 4? That was a good game.
Yeah, it does kind of feel like that, honestly.
Like I think in general this whole game is like, remember this thing in other Resident Evil games? That was real cool, right? What if we just do it again?
But what if we do it worse?
But what if we also do it worse?
Like having that big monster dude with the beard, like that fight wasn't as fun as it was in 4 because you're having to do more of like the dodging around and figuring it out. And there's like the doggo who appears to help you
Mm-hmm.
out. But
This is
like this
just
one's
you're
like
just
you're
sitting on the back of a truck, just shooting it with turrets.
and dodging every once in a while, which ooh, the quick time events. Oh god.
Yeah, these QuickTime events are bad.
I
They're
already
not good.
dislike QuickTime events a lot. I do not like QuickTime events, but the ones here are a
They are
nightmare.
very bad. Um,
Also, there's a part where we're like in a temple of some sort.
yeah, you're a Tomb Raider.
Yeah, that was also weird, and I don't remember why we were in that temple.
Uh, we were chasing after Flippy Floppy Hammer Hammers,
Flippy floppy hammer hammers.
the lady
The lady, yes.
who's trying to bone Wesker, and then he's just like later.
Yeah, she definitely had some flippy floppy hammer hammers. Why was she in a temple?
I don't. I think we were just following her trial or something for whatever reason.
She's also a very terribly written villain.
Yeah, she shows up like 3 times, and you're just like, well, you're a thing, and then oh, you're dead.
It's
Cool.
like, oh, cool, you're in love with the Wesker and you inject his medicine every day. You have huge hammer hammers, like huge hammer hammers.
It's flopping around.
Yeah, physics, yay. And then Wesker's like, nah, I'm not interested. Here's some BOW juice. Have fun. And then she turns into a big tentacle monster.
I
And
feel like
that's
even
it.
Wesker showing up is just like, sure, just cause we need to finish the story, I guess, at some point.
Yeah, it's weird because Wesker's been gone for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, hey, let's have Wesker back. And then kill him.
Yep.
Really, the only reason that this game is important is because Chris kills Wesker, and then that leads to situations with Jake in Resident Evil 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yay! Which I looked it up just because I was curious. We talk about Resident Evil 6 in episode 86, and that is a much better game.
It really is.
And it's wild because like people hate 6 so much. And after replaying this one, I'm like, how
6
on
is at least a better playing game.
yeah.
Knows that it is completely stupid.
Yeah, it embraces the fact that it's ridiculous.
It embraces the fact that it's up in its own.
And I
Like
love that.
like 6 is basically the big budget popcorn film, summer popcorn film, essentially. 5 is up its own ass in its own, but does not understand why it is. It just thinks that is there because it is the classic Resident Evil is a very serious franchise type of game. Like, no wonder I guess people like it, because the Resident Evil is a very serious franchise type. Fans probably think that it's a good game.
It's not though.
Never been. It's a completely dumb franchise, and like, obviously I'm not saying like dumb isn't bad. It's just dumb isn't. This is a really kind of goofy and silly story.
It's like how Atome just goes crazy because they can. Like Resident Evil is like that too. That
Mm-hmm.
they just make like the most bananas decisions, and like that's what makes it so fun. Is you're just like, okay, well, I guess we're doing this now. Fine. Like, okay, yes, let's have this weird Napoleon-esque dude have a statue who's gonna chase me down. Like, also that statue's shaped like him.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. And that's hilarious. And that is not a serious game.
Like, it almost seems, considering the time frame that it came out in, that like Capcom saw the popularity of games like Call of Duty 4,
Mm-hmm.
and we're like, what if we made our own Call of Duty 4?
But with Chris Redfield.
But with Chris Redfield, make it a more serious, grounded brown game, brown shooter. Like, what if we made one of those?
It was a mistake.
Yeah.
Like legit, with how many Resident Evil games we played recently, like 5 is easily my least favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And I say that, and there were sharks in 1
And 6.
and 6.
And you would take those games over this one.
I would in a heartbeat. Because
Oh,
I at least had fun playing them. Like they were fun playing games and they were ridiculous. I'm like, that's cool, I'm into it. But like 5 just takes itself so seriously and just doesn't understand what it's about or what it's trying to be.
remember when Chris punches that boulder and it's incredibly disappointing looking back on it now?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like it's been a famous thing about this game, him punching the boulder, and it's been a meme. But then like after us rewatching it, I was like, oh, okay, that was what it was. I remembered it being way cooler than that.
It's not that cool.
I remember it being way cooler,
Yeah.
and it's not. It was, and also like by that time we were just really frustrated too. So maybe that's part of it. But
That didn't help.
oof, they did at least keep the trend of using a rocket launcher to in the final boss.
Yeah,
That was good.
they did
Um,
that.
there's just so few things in this that are fun
Mm-hmm.
and good, and um they did at least keep the trend of like anybody who drives you anywhere is going to die, whether they're a helicopter pilot or a truck driver or whatever, they're going to die,
Except Josh.
except for Josh. Yes, he has his boat that they're like, hey, we just commandeered this giant boat, let's go back to our little tugboat.
Little tugboat.
It's not really a tugboat, it's more like a motorboat. But regardless, if my grandpa would have gone fishing in it, like maybe take the big boat, because it's also the one that you are in right now is riddled with bullets. So that's not really seaworthy anymore.
Oh, this hang on, this makes a lot of sense.
Uh-oh.
The producer of the game cited the film Black Hawk Down as an influence on the setting of Resident Evil 5.
Yep, okay, that explains a lot. Explains a whole lot.
Yep. I will give this that, like, the co-op experience is good,
Yeah.
and that like it works fully. You can play the entire game through it, and also they allow you to play basically all like the bonus stuff co-op as well.
Yeah, that was good.
So like they fully embrace that that style of gameplay throughout the entirety of it. So that part is good. There are two big bonus things that we did eventually play.
Mm-hmm.
Um, One of them is basically kind of like the setup for the game, where you basically go to this prequel portion where you see in the game itself you see a bunch of cutscenes of like Chris and Jill finding Wesker and things going badly, and then you just basically play out that part.
Yep.
Where you essentially go to like a carbon copy of the mansion from Resident Evil 1, which was very weird.
It was hilarious, including the door transitions.
Yeah. Like in all honesty, like that's probably the best part of this game is them doing that recreation of Resident Evil 1 essentially,
Mm-hmm.
where like they understand like what you would want in that.
Yeah.
And like I think that's exactly why it works. Like you
Mm-hmm.
get the nostalgia of it, you get like to see the mansion like updated and everything, and they even kind of like throw in some gags and everything. Like when you go down the one hallway with all the
You hear
windows,
the dogs.
you hear the dogs and you're expecting like, oh, it's the dog's gonna come in, and then like the glass breaks, and then oh, it's a bird,
It's
or it's a
yeah,
bat.
it's a bat. I shot that bat. I was so
But
mad.
like it's a good goof.
It is a great goof. It's really, really great goof.
And like this is the one thing that like really kind of gives you that tension, because like you automatically kind of relive that tension that you've already felt if you've played Resident Evil 1, and even just like the setting and everything, like because everything's so calm and quiet and you don't really get into any gunplay until near the end of it, where like you are just kind of poking around corners and everything, making sure like is something going to pop up at me, like what's going to happen. And it honestly really works.
I
um
agree. It was a lot of fun.
they kind of
But
like go outside of the nostalgia and like the latter half of it, when like they introduce like you going underground and having to like get out of this area where you have to puzzle your way out. Also, they just take away all of your equipment for whatever reason, which that
oh,
part's
that
bad
sucked.
and really dumb. And you have
It's
like
like, oh,
these
we
big
lost
enemies kind
everything.
of following you, who will just like smush you.
That
And then
sucked.
you fight Wesker, and that fight's kind of eh.
Yeah, because there's no indication, which we haven't even mentioned the fact that like Wesker is basically the Matrix. Like
Oh yeah, he is Neo from the Matrix in 2009, 10 years after the Matrix came out.
he's got like the weird outfit and the trench coat and the glasses, and he like does like weird fast movements
He
and
can do bullet
dodges.
time, yeah.
And it's like, what are you doing? It's insane. I mean, it's hilarious, but it's also awful. But there's no
Capcom finally
indication.
saw the Matrix and were like, "Oh, we should do that too."
We should do that. There's no indication whatsoever of like if you're doing any damage to him, if it like what if you're doing it right. Like it sucks.
And essentially, it's just like kind of a time thing, because obviously, if you've played the game of 5 itself proper, you realize that like, oh, you lose this fight, so like of
Yeah.
course that's the case, but like at the same time, like did that really need to be a fight? Like it
Mm-mm.
could have
It
just
could have
been a
just been a
cutscene,
cutscene.
and I think that would have been the better option in all honesty. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we really gained much out of it by just having to play that fight.
Also, like we only had handgun.
Yeah, because
They
got to
took
take
away
away
all of our
your
equipment.
equipment for some reason.
Oh, it sucked.
It's real dumb. The
But
other,
otherwise, that part was really fun. Like that was the most fun that I think either of us had playing this game was that DLC.
yeah, I would totally agree with that. The second bonus thing that they include as well
Not fun.
is is a scenario where you have to escape near the end of the game with Jill and Josh,
Mm-hmm.
and you basically escape the
Jay.
same area that Chris and Sheva have to escape as well. And essentially, it's just horde mode,
Yep, it is.
where you're just getting surrounded by tons of enemies, and you just got to fight your way through them and keep progressing and progressing and progressing. And that's literally all it is.
It's not fun.
Yeah, it doesn't really add anything to the story. Just even if it is just like, hey, here's how they escaped. Like,
I don't care.
that's fine, whatever.
Also, like again with like stereotypes, the um the helicopter pilot in that one's like a streetwise black guy who's missing teeth, and I
Mhm.
think he has like a gold tooth at one point. I'm like, oh god,
Yeah, it's very
guys,
stereotypical.
like oof, really. Also, Josh is like hitting on Jill the whole time.
Cause sure,
Yeah.
Got to do
That
that, I
that part
guess.
wasn't racist. That was just annoying.
Just weird, yeah.
He's like, I only hit on pretty ladies. It's like, what? What? What?
Thanks, I guess. I just had something
Ah,
pulled out of my chest an hour ago.
yeah. Like maybe
My chest is
slow,
still bleeding.
slow your roll, buddy.
It's weird. It's real weird.
Resident Evil 5 is just. Ugh. I legitimately don't understand after replaying this how anybody could think that 5 is a better game than 6.
Yeah.
I don't. Like, it is not in any way good.
Like the only reason I think you would say that is that you played it at the time
Hmm.
and have not replayed it since.
Yeah.
Because that was the same boat we were in. We were like, yeah, 5 was good. But playing it now, like it's a game that has just not aged well at all. In terms of just how it controls, how you have to, shoot and everything, how you have to move around. The story's not good. The story just feels like, hey, we really needed to wrap up this Wesker storyline because we're 5 games in and we still haven't done that.
Wesker is now Neo for no reason.
Yeah,
They're like, oh, well, he takes this one medication. They don't explain it. They don't explain anything about it. Nobody else has those powers.
we westernized Jill.
Well, we gave her blonde hair.
It's just, yeah, it's with how
She,
like just quickly and like just the way they kind of try and like wrap everything up. Like it's so bizarre. Like I don't understand it.
I don't know why they made her into Samus.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, they just make her into Zero Suit Samus for whatever reason.
Like she has blonde hair. They're like, oh, there's a modification from the thing that we put her under. It's like, why? Like, why are we not explaining this at all? We're just like, okay, we made her blonde because we wanted to. Like, what? You
Resident Evil 5 is a collection of things that someone saw and was like, "That's cool. What if we did this?" and then just completely missed the mark on either like why that thing was cool or why you should implement that into your series or anything, or just making it work and making it as cool as it originally was at all.
So we have like what Call of Duty, Black Hawk Down, Zero Suit Samus. What
Mm-hmm.
else is it?
The
Matrix.
Matrix,
What else do we have?
generic beefy protagonist man.
Yeah, Chris got so beefy. I still subscribe to our theory that after two, well, after one technically, that Chris was just like on the Chris Redfield diet where he was watching like I don't know, You've Got Mail or Sleepless in Seattle or something, and just crying over, or Shakespeare in Love, crying over his ice cream. He just
Did
got beefy.
ice cream? It makes you beefy.
Maybe it was like modified ice cream because
Protein ice
apparently,
cream.
like, there's some kind of weird virus that makes you into like a
Well, he
matrix.
doesn't show up beefy in Code Veronica, so
Mm-mm.
I guess it's whatever happens after that to then is when he decides to get beefy.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Maybe they just couldn't graphically show him as beefy yet.
the Dreamcast was not adequately prepared for beefy Chris Redfield yet.
And maybe
They had to wait another generation. They had to wait for the 360 era.
it's possible.
Had to show off them guns, that vascularity in his arms.
Dude, it was disgusting.
Them veins are popping.
It was really gross.
He is just full on pro wrestler at that point. I mean, granted, like with the weird amount of pro wrestling moves that are in this game, like I believe it. I'm surprised there's no shot of him just like dumping baby oil on himself.
He's like, wait a minute, Sheva.
Gotta
I
get
got
these arms
this.
all greased up and just like, yeah, let me show them off for you.
He just
Gotta
like
do a pose down right here.
kisses one of them and then gets baby oil on his mouth. It's like, oh God, why did I do that?
Classic pro wrestler.
Mm-hmm. Gross. Yeah, that I can't even describe how disappointed I was playing this again.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that I was telling you earlier today that like part of what was fueling me to get through the day was the fact that we were gonna get to just like dunk
Completely
on
rip into this. Yeah.
dunk on this game. But like I I'm kind of disappointed myself that I ever thought this was a good game.
I mean, 10 years ago, we didn't know better.
It's true. I did at least think that it was a bit racist then though. So like at least I feel
You had
comfortable
that
about
going
that.
for you.
Yeah. But like after having played better games, including Resident Evil 6, like going back to this, it's like, woo, yikes. This is not good.
Like, I think you can go back to like RE1, like the remake of RE1, and like understand like, okay, this is why this game plays like this. This is how they had to make that game at the time, and why that makes sense and everything. Just going back to games from 10 years ago, like I don't think necessarily you can understand why they made the game the way it is, but I don't think that necessarily makes it good anymore.
Uh-uh.
Like it just feels like a carbon copy of 10 other games that were coming out at the same time. And literally, I mean, you could definitely say that considering just how just the way it is marketed and everything, the way it looks. Like it just looks like 10 other different games that were coming out in the 2009, 2010, 2008 yada 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 time frame.
It's very generic.
Yes.
Um, One part that I do want to talk about because it was hilarious. As we have mentioned, the QuickTime events are terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're really bad. But there was this one part in like an airplane with Wesker that like
Oh God.
we both just kept whiffing it on the the QuickTime events, and there were so many parts of it that were hilarious.
The worst part about that was that like
You had to
if you
watch the
messed
whole
up
thing.
one, you had to go all the way back to the beginning and redo it
Yep.
again.
Yep. Like there was one in the middle of it, like I didn't realize I had to press a button, so like I missed shooting at Wesker,
Mm-hmm.
and then you got your like head twisted backwards.
Yep.
And then there was a part that you didn't realize, and then I was like holding onto a pole and
I just let you go.
just let me go with Wesker dragging behind
Like,
me.
all right, bye.
And Sheva has like this horrible look on her face, like she's so distraught. We went through that speech probably 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
Which they reused dialogue for Wesker in a few of the fights, which is a little annoying.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, sort of. Doesn't make sense because he's saying these lines like about humanity and all, and it's like,
He
hey,
really wants you
buddy.
to know his point. He has to get his point across.
Um, I mean, like, you can talk about humanity and all, but also in the hide and seek part, he was like, "Hello, you can't hide forever." I'm like, why are we playing hide and seek with Albert Wesker?
When you do that twice.
I know. It's terrible.
Twice.
Twice. Why are we doing this?
It's a fun game.
Uh,
Everyone loves to play hide and seek.
and then rip a weird bug off of your partner's chest, which that's also a funny dynamic of like Chris and his partners.
Who's the real partner?
Who's the real partner? Because like my partner is this, and Sheva's looking at him like, me? You mean
Her?
the other one?
Me?
Okay,
Her?
okay.
Me? Her? Me? Her? Me? Her?
Uh, Himmerhammer.
Himmerhammer.
So it makes for some confusing dialogue where they're like constantly talking about his partner when there are two people that constitute the partner.
Yeah.
This
game's bad.
It is bad. I didn't like it. I can't even say that like the music was good.
I don't remember a single bit of music from this game.
There was like that weird vocal song at the end, but like the rest of the music, like there was nothing that was fun or exciting about it. We got eaten by several crocodiles.
We did. We got chomped.
The fact those are one hit KOs is so dumb. This game makes me angry. I think we also both deleted it off our systems pretty much immediately.
Sure did.
Whoops. And even more disappointing, the fact that like this game already sucked, and then I was trying to find like a Chris Redfield gif earlier to send it to you as a joke, and there weren't even any good Chris Redfield gifs.
There aren't.
What is this nonsense?
It's terrible.
Leon had so many gifs, and they were great. And even then, like Chris isn't a bad character because like in 6 he's really great.
Mm-hmm.
And he has some fantastic interactions with Jake and Piers, and like he's not like generic action hero in that one.
No, he actually has a character.
Yeah, this one he's just like, I gotta go do this thing. I gotta get
Mm-hmm.
my partner. Like, ugh, dude, gross. So annoying
It's not good.
and slow.
It's very slow. You gotta walk through all that molasses.
Yeah, I don't know if I really have anything else to say. I just don't like it, and I'm mad that I don't like it.
I feel you on that.
Easily the worst of like the later trilogy of Resident Evils.
Mm-hmm.
Easily, like no contest whatsoever.
Yeah. Yep.
It's butts.
It's very much butts. Well, I think that's gonna wrap our episode up.
Just us the whole time.
Yep, that's us. Don't play Resident Evil 5.
Yeah, play Resident Evil 4 and 6 and the 2 remake and watch Vendetta.
And 0 and remake.
Yeah, 0 and remake. Vendetta was the one with a motorcycle, right? With Chris and Leon.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should
maybe.
watch that. That's much better than 5.
Whatever that post 6 movie is.
It was much better than 5.
It is Vendetta, yes, you're correct.
Okay. Yay!
Yeah, you should definitely watch that, because that's, again, I think that movie has the same thing that 6 has, where it knows it's completely stupid but understands why it is,
Mm-hmm.
and is able to embrace it and just make for it just a completely off the wall fun time.
And again, Chris isn't in a cardboard cutout there of like generic action hero. Like he actually has an interesting character arc in that.
Mm-hmm.
Despite the fact that it's dumb as shit.
He gets to yell at Leon.
He does get to yell at Leon, and then like they get to fight, and then Rebecca's like, "You dudes are the same."
Yep.
And Chris gets like punched through some glass and stuff. It's awesome.
It's really good.
Really good.
So yeah, play all those, watch all those. Just avoid this.
Yeah, don't play 5.
Avoid this.
Don't play 5.
But that's gonna wrap this episode up then.
Ooh.
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 If you'd like more from us, go to seasonlanguagecheckup.com or sec.cool, where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like Season Language Checkup and Jared Now Watch. You can find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you'd like more from Anne Ladyem, go to anneladyem.com. She's got columns and reviews. You can follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/animecheckup. And you can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/SACOVA. Next week, we'll discuss something.
Yeah, I will have to look at our list because I don't remember what we have going.
Yes, that is true. If we don't figure out anything, I want to at some point talk about Judgment.
Ah, yes, we should do that.
Yes, we should do that at some point. But we'll figure it out.
I'm trying to think if there's anything that we could do like a dual episode of, but I don't know that I've played anything other than Mr. Love. But I haven't gotten through the story yet, so I don't know.
We could. Okay, so what if we did this?
Okay.
I talk about Judgment.
Mhm.
We do a kind of, considering how we've been playing it, a speed through of Virtue's Last Reward.
Yeah. I'm into it.
So let's do that. Let's do that next week. So join
All
us
right.
for that fun.
We did a like quick and dirty version of it before, but like let's talk in depth about it.
Exactly. We've done the one episode about it, the whole series. I mean, we've done we've gone past that before and done episodes that we've featured on those before, so that's totally
Let's
doable.
let's do it.
We'll do the thing.